Have you ever made a smart, reasonable point and still watched people brush you off? Most of us think respect goes to the loudest person in the room. It doesn't. Respect follows the person who speaks with clarity, calm, and control. Picture 3 moments: a meeting where opinions collide, a family argument that's heating up, a comment thread trying to drag you into a fight. In each scene, one short sentence said once, in a steady tone, can change how people treat you. In this video, I'll share 5 simple phrases that do exactly that. They're brief, they're clean, they don't require anger, power plays, or speeches. Use them at work, at home, and online to set boundaries and steady the room. Pay special attention to phrase number 3. Used correctly, it flips the dynamic without a single raised voice. Even harsh critics tend to go quiet when you use it well. Stay with me until the end. You'll hear the 5 phrases, when to use each one, and how to deliver them so they land. By the time we're done, you won't need more words, you'll need better ones. Let's begin. The Stoic frame. Why calm earns respect is the foundation for everything that follows. The original idea is simple. Respect is not won by shouting, but by the precision of your words. When people speak with calm, conviction, and moral authority, the room naturally listens. Epictetus captures the logic. It is not what happens to you that matters, but how you respond. That response, steady and deliberate, is the root of authority. Marcus Aurelius lived this truth in the highest pressure job imaginable. He led without losing his composure because he understood that respect is born from clarity and self-control, not volume. Carry that into modern life. In a meeting, a family disagreement, or a tense exchange with a stranger, the loudest voice rarely persuades. The voice that persuades is measured, exact, and anchored. Power lives in the decision to respond rather than react. You do not need to prove you are smarter. You need to make it clear that your judgment is independent. That is the heart of the Stoic frame. Think of conversation as a series of small choices. First, choose attention over impulse. Notice your breath, your posture, and the urge to interrupt. One exhale that lasts a beat longer than your inhale lowers the internal noise and steadies your tone. Second, choose judgment before speech. Ask, in the next 30 seconds, what is my goal, clarity, boundary, or next step? A sentence should do one job, not 10. Third, choose response over escalation. Say the line once, say it clean, stop. Silence is not surrender. It is the moment your words sink in. This approach does not deny emotion. It places emotion in service of judgment. The Stoics never taught numbness. They taught discipline. Anger may flash, anxiety may rise. But your words do not have to ride those waves. The right sentence, delivered once in a steady voice, is like an arrow, small, but capable of piercing the barrier of noise. Consider why this earns respect. Calm signals that you are not hostage to the temperature of the room. Clarity signals that you have thought and chosen. Self-control signals reliability under pressure. People respect what they can rely on. They begin to measure their tone by yours. Over time, they lean toward your cadence because it makes decisions easier. A practical routine brings the frame to life. Before you answer anything, charged voice, text, or email, take one slow breath. Name your job for the next sentence, Then deliver that sentence and let it stand. If pressed, repeat it once, exactly as before. You do not need a speech to defend a standard. You need consistency. This is the frame the 5 phrases rely on. Without it, even good words become fuel for argument. With it, simple lines become instruments of respect. Calm is not a trick. Calm is a choice you make at the moment it matters. And that choice again and again is why calm earns respect. Phrase 1. I understand your point, but I disagree. Respect is not earned by the loudest voice. It is earned by the precision of your words and the steadiness of your response. That is the spirit of the original message. Power does not live in volume. It lives in clarity. Epictetus teaches that what matters is not what happens, but how you respond. In practice, that means you do not need anger or a raised voice to be taken seriously. You need calm, firmness, and a sentence that says exactly what you mean, no more, no less. Think of the right words like arrows small, but able to pierce any barrier. History remembers the people who spoke with composure and moral authority, not the ones who shouted. Marcus Aurelius, both emperor and philosopher, led without losing his center. He understood that respect is born from clear judgment and self-control. The same truth holds today. In a meeting, a family disagreement, or a casual exchange with a stranger, your tone can be quiet, yet your words, if chosen well, make people listen. Here is the practical frame that makes the 5 phrases work. First, attention before impulse. Notice your breath, posture, and the urge to interrupt. Take 1 slow breath in for 4, out for 6. A longer exhale lowers the noise inside you, so your voice can stay level. Second, judgment before speech. Ask, what is my goal for the next sentence? Clarity, boundary, or next step. A sentence should do 1 job, not 10. Short sentences land, long speeches leak power. Third, response before escalation. Say your line once. Say it clean. Stop. Let the pause carry weight. Silence is not surrender. It is the moment your words sink in. Modern, everyday moments show why this earns respect. In a project meeting, opinions collide. You hold your breath 1 beat longer, choose your goal, and respond with a clear line. The room steadies. At the dinner table, emotions rise. You set a boundary in 1 sentence and let it stand. Online, where bait is everywhere, a calm sentence marks your edge and you stop feeding the loop. Over time, people begin to adjust to your cadence. They measure their words because you model how to do it. This approach does not deny emotion, it disciplines it. The Stoics were not numb, they were trained. Anger may flash, but your words do not have to ride that wave. When you stay composed, you signal reliability under pressure. People respect what they can rely on. A simple routine will lock this in. Use a 1-breath rule before answering anything charged, voice, text, or email. Use a 1-job test before you speak. If your sentence tries to do more than 1 job, trim it. And if someone pushes after you set a line, echo once same words, same tone, then reset or step out. Hold this frame as we move forward. The 5 phrases will be short. Their strength comes from the stance behind them. Attention, judgment, response. Keep the stance. And your words will carry quiet authority. Lose the stance. And even good words will sound like noise. Calm, consistently chosen is why calm earns respect. Phrase 2, I don't find that appropriate. This sentence does exactly what the original text promises. It shuts down disrespect without speeches. It is direct, it is firm, and it is hard to argue with. You are not attacking a person. You are naming a line. You are saying calmly that a comment, a joke, or a tone does not meet the standard for this conversation. The Stoic point is simple dignity is an invisible shield. Seneca teaches that when you respect yourself, others learn to respect you. This line is that respect, spoken out loud. Use it the moment a remark crosses into contempt or innuendo. Do not add nervous laughter. Do not soften it with maybe or sorry. Say, I don't find that appropriate. Then stop. Silence completes the sentence. The other person now has to decide whether they want to meet the standard or keep digging. Many will reset immediately because you named the rule without drama. Picture a common American scene, the Monday morning stand-up. A teammate drops a joke about someone's personal life. You look up and say, I don't find that appropriate. Then you return to the agenda. No scolding, no TED Talk, just the standard. Or a family cookout, an uncle takes a shot at your partner's job. You keep your voice low? I don't find that appropriate. If he pushes relax, I'm kidding you, echo. Once still not appropriate, then you ask who needs a drink. Boundaries, not battles. On Zoom, someone talks over a junior colleague. You say, I don't find that appropriate. Let's let Maya finish. In a friends group chat, gossip turns mean. You type, I don't find that appropriate. Let's keep it decent. And mute the thread for an hour. At a youth basketball game, a parent yells at a kid. You step closer. Calm, I don't find that appropriate. They're children. Often, that one sentence is enough to reset the whole sideline. In a coffee line, a customer snaps at the barista. You say, I don't find that appropriate. Please be respectful. You are not the sheriff. You are a citizen naming the floor. Delivery matters. Keep your face neutral. Keep your pace slow. The power here is in brevity. Long explanations invite argument. Labels like toxic or rude trigger a fight about labels. You are not litigating motives. You are stating terms. If the behavior continues, you have 2 clean follow-ups. Repeat once. Still not appropriate, or change the channel. Let's move on. Back to the agenda. Or, we're done here. Email and Slack follow the same principle. Put the line on its own line so it lands. I don't find that appropriate. New line. Let's keep this professional, clear, visible, undeniable. Why it works? It protects your peace without punishing anyone. It communicates self-respect without theatrics. And it teaches, quickly, how to treat you. Respect grows in rooms where standards are named early and kept consistently. This sentence is how you name yours. Phrase 3, let's talk when we can do so respectfully. This phrase is designed to stop a toxic exchange and reset the terms of the conversation. You are not running away. You are setting the rules for dialogue. When someone speaks to you aggressively, interrupts you, or raises their voice, you do not match their tone. You take one breath. Keep your voice steady and say, let's talk when we can do so respectfully. In many cases, the dynamic changes in that instant. The other person is forced to reconsider their behavior because you have made it clear you will not accept interaction based on disrespect. In Stoic terms, this is self-mastery. Epictetus taught that you cannot control the actions of others, but you can control your response. Here, your response protects your peace and teaches the other person how to treat you. The impact is often immediate, a brief silence, then more attention to your words than before. You have shifted control of the situation in your favor, not by power plays or speeches, but by a simple condition: respect first, conversation second. Work scene, a project meeting heats up, two people talk over you, and the volume rises. You wait for a small opening and say, "Let's talk," when we can do so respectfully. "I'm here to solve the issue." Then you stop. If the room settles, you continue. If it does not, you propose a short break. "Let's step out for 5 and come back." Family scene, a call turns personal and sharp. You answer, "Let's talk," when we can do so respectfully. "I'm available later tonight." You are not avoiding the topic. You are protecting the quality of the conversation. Customer service scene, a frustrated manager snaps at a barista. You step up calmly. "We all want this fixed. Let's talk," when we can do so respectfully. The reminder often resets the tone for everyone present. Delivery matters. Say it once. Say it clean. Do not explain the rule for 3 minutes. Explanation invites argument about the rule. If pressed, don't be so sensitive. Echo once. Respectfully is the condition. Then choose your next move. Pause, reschedule, or step away. Written form is the same standard on its own line. Let's continue this when we can do so respectfully. The message is consistent. You cannot control their mood, but you fully control your boundary. And boundaries, stated calmly, are how real respect begins. Phrase 4. I'd prefer not to continue this conversation. Think of this line as turning a key and closing a door. You are not fleeing. You are choosing where your attention belongs. In the spirit of the original text, you use it when an exchange is tangled, going nowhere, or driven by pride and provocation. You feel the pull to win. Instead, you protect your peace. You look calm and say, "I'd prefer not to continue this conversation." The tension drops because the game ends. You regain control of your time, and you show without drama that your inner stability is worth more than the last word. Work scene, after 15 minutes of circling, the meeting repeats the same points. You say, "I'd prefer not to continue this conversation. Let's regroup when we have new data." The loop breaks. People move toward a clearer next step. Family scene, a relative keeps poking an old wound, trying to pull you into a familiar fight. You answer, "I'd prefer not to continue this conversation," then pivot happy to talk about weekend plans. You exit the trap and keep the evening intact. Co-parenting texts heat up. You write, "I'd prefer not to continue this conversation. I'll email a schedule by 6. You end the back and forth and promise a constructive deliverable. Online, a bad faith account baits you. You post once, "I'd prefer not to continue this conversation," and you stop. No fuel for the fire. This is Marcus Aurelius. In modern form, the best answer to injury is to be unlike the one who injures. Your exit is not a verdict about them. It is a decision about you. Delivery rules are simple. Neutral face, even pace, no eye roll, no sigh. No labels like toxic or immature, if challenged. So you're quitting, repeat. Once, unchanged. "I'd prefer not to continue this conversation." Then follow through, end the call, leave the room, or stop typing. A boundary without action is only a wish. With action, It is quiet strength, and people respect it. Phrase 5. That's your opinion, and I respect it, but I don't share it. This sentence blends courtesy with spine. It mirrors the original text exactly. You acknowledge the other person's stance and keep your own. You are not asking permission to disagree. You are not starting a debate. You are marking the boundary between respect for a person and adoption of their view. Seneca cautions that becoming a slave to others' opinions is the worst kind of prison. This line is a key out of that invisible jail. Use it when someone presses hard to convert you at work, in family life, in friendships, or online. Start warm. Keep the tone steady. Say, that's your opinion and I respect it, but I don't share it. Then stop. If the moment calls for more, add one sentence that moves things forward, a brief reason, a next step, or a pivot to common ground. Do not unpack a manifesto. Do not relitigate history. The sentence already did the job. Consider everyday American scenes. At a Sunday barbecue, an aunt insists you should marry soon before it's too late. You breathe and say, that's your opinion and I respect it, but I don't share it. I'm happy with my timeline. Then you pass the salad. At a PTA meeting, a parent argues art should be cut for test prep. You respond, that's your opinion and I respect it, but I don't share it. The arts build focus and confidence and propose a grant search before any cuts. In a product review, a colleague pushes to ship next week despite risks. You say, that's your opinion and I respect it, but I don't share it. The stability metrics aren't there. Let's reassess Friday. With a client who wants a design you can't stand behind. That's your opinion and I respect it, but I don't share it. Here's the option I can support, and you outline the professional path you can defend. Online, it is often the only sentence you need. Post it once and step away. You are signaling to onlookers that you hold your own mind without attacking anyone else's. Delivery tips keep your face relaxed. Keep your cadence even. Do not spike the word, but treat it as a gentle pivot, not a door slam. If the other person presses, so you think I'm wrong, you can repeat the line once, unchanged, or add, we see it differently, and that's okay, and steer back to shared goals. The point is relationship plus independence. You value the person. You keep your judgment. Why it works? It ends pressure without ending connection. It protects your agency. It models that adults can disagree and still cooperate. Over time, people trust those who can stand their ground politely. They know where you stand. They know you won't fold to noise. That quiet reliability is the kind of strength others respect. Let's bring it all together. 5 lines, one clear way to use each. Say them calmly. Say them at the right moment. If the other person tries to drag you into heat, repeat your line verbatim, once same words, same tone. Do not add a long speech after a short sentence. The line is the message. Line 1, I understand your point, but I disagree. Purpose, acknowledge, and stand firm. Use early in disagreement when momentum is tilting away from you. Delivery low voice, even pace. Add one short reason or next step if asked. Do not argue every premise. Goals show you listened and still land elsewhere. Line 2, I don't find that appropriate. Purpose, stop disrespect without a debate. Use the instant a comment or behavior crosses a line jabs, innuendo, talking over, gossip. Delivery neutral face, no nervous laugh, no maybe. If pushed, echo once, still not appropriate, then move on. Goal name the standard, let silence carry it. Line 3. Let's talk when we can do so respectfully. Purpose, reset the tone before continuing. Use when voices rise, interruptions stack, or it turns personal. Delivery one breath, steady cadence. Say it once and stop. If the tone improves, proceed. If not, pause or reschedule. Goal condition, the conversation on respect. Line 4. I'd prefer not to continue this conversation. Purpose, close an unproductive loop. Use when the exchange goes in circles, when pride is driving it, or when your energy is being burned with no outcome. Delivery calm. Simple. Avoid verdict words like toxic or immature. If challenged, repeat once and exit end the call. Leave the room or stop typing. Goal, protect your time and attention. Line 5. That's your opinion and I respect it, but I don't share it. Purpose, keep the relationship while keeping your mind. Use with family, friends, clients, anyone you value but do not agree with. Delivery warm tone. Gentle pivot on, but if needed, add one forward move, a brief reason, a common ground, or the next step. Goal courtesy plus independence. Universal operating rules. 1. Calm first. 1 slow breath in for 4, out for 6, before you speak. Your voice follows your breath. 2. Right moment. Choose the earliest clean window before the spiral. Short. Early lines beat long. Late speeches. 3. Verbatim repeat. If pressed, echo the same sentence once. Consistency is clearer than escalation. 4. No extra lecture. Do not explain the line for 3 minutes. Explanations invite arguments about the explanation. 5 body leads, shoulders down, jaw relaxed, eyes steady. Let your posture say, I am not in a fight. 6 exit or continue. After your line and 1 echo, either the tone rises to your standard or you pause. Exit. Both outcomes protect your dignity. Think of these not as comebacks, but as standards in 1 sentence, used consistently. They set the rhythm of your conversations. People learn to meet you at that level, or the talk ends. Either way, your peace stays intact. That is the point. Respect is not forced by volume. It is invited by character and by standards you keep under pressure. That is the heart of this message. When you stay calm, people see that you are not a hostage to the room's mood. When you speak clearly, they see that you have chosen your words. When you keep your boundaries kindly, they learn how to treat you and how to treat others. The 5 lines are simple on purpose. 1. I understand your point, but I disagree. 2. I don't find that appropriate. 3. Let's talk when we can do so respectfully. 4. I'd prefer not to continue this conversation. 5. That's your opinion and I respect it, but I don't share it. Say them calmly. Say them at the right moment. If the heat rises, repeat your line once, word for word. Then either continue at a respectful tone or step away. Do not bury a short, strong sentence under a long defense. You do not need a speech to defend a standard. You need consistency. Here is why this matters. Every time you choose calm over noise, you make better decisions. Every time you name a boundary without anger, you strengthen trust others know where you stand. Every time you refuse to trade your peace for the last word, you save your attention for what actually builds your life. That is strength the world can feel. Now it is your turn. In the comments, tell me, which line will you use first and where? Work meeting, family dinner? Online thread, share the moment, and I'll read every reply. If this helped you,